Hello everyone, today I am going to continue chapter 7 of Economic Standard 11 Commerce Part 4 Indian Economy. Under this, I started the point Indian economy before independence. Different type of the attainment were there under Indian economy before independence. I completed 4 points, that was the railway, road lines, banks and social structure. So I gave the detailed information about that before independence related economy. Now let's continue the point with the fifth one, that is agriculture. From lower standards to 10 standards, you know that one agriculture sector, that is the base, that is the main particular occupation of our country. 60% people are depend on the agriculture on the basis of the rural area, right? So that is the basic information. But here what the part was there the time period of the British rule? Let's see. This sector, that is the agriculture sector, suffers a lot. That means under that they suffers a lot of the different type of the difficulties at that time. But one main thing, that is high revenues. This sector suffer with the high revenues. So it is beneficial to the farmers, but these high revenues are to the Britishers. That means they gave the work to the Jamindari system, they gave the work to the Jamindar, and also the landlordship is in the hand of that particular Jamindars. So high revenues, that is the part of the Britishers. Agriculture sector farmers, they have to pay the high revenues or high taxes to the Jamindars. Right? Basic information of the Jamindar, you know, regarding the Britishers who gave the authority to collect the taxes or collect the revenues from the lower level farmers or farmers, that are the Jamindars. Jamindar वो लोग हैं जिनको Britishers ने कुछ ऐसी authority दी है कि you have to collect the revenues whatever the earning of the farmers are there from that, and some of the parts are taken from that Jamindars, whatever the remain, that will be remain with the Jamindars. So that is the landlordship under the British rule. Also exploitation and poverty. These 2 points. Most of the agriculture sector farmers under this Zamindari system before independence suffered with the different type of the incomes, and also they are totally exploited. Exploited in the sense of the output production, right? It is totally taken by the Zamindar. Zamindar पूरा ले लेते थे, right? थोड़ा बहुत part उनके पास रखते थे, give the information regarding that, and then year by year that particular group, right, that farmers, agriculture sector farmers, coming under the poverty. So poverty and exploitation increased at that time because of this particular system of Jamindari. Also, some information regarding the Jamindari system. By force, they are collecting the taxes, right? Revenues were generated from the Jamindari, from the farmers to the Jamindars. तो वो लोग compulsorily by force Jamindar लोग उनसे tax ले रहे थे. Whatever the output is there, you have to pay the taxes. Let us see one example. After industrial revolution, you know that one in India, this revolution was started in 1950. That means in the time period of 1950 after independence. Here we are giving all the information is before independence. So here industrial revolution in Britain, and in Britain it was started in 1650. Right? 1650 the industrial revolution was started. उसको बोलते हैं औद्योगिक क्रांति. They were started at that time using the different type of the machineries and other things. So in Britain it was started. At that time the Britishers, the group of Britishers forced the farmers, our Indian farmers, to grow more indigo. You know that one indigo is very useful as a supplementary, as a particular supportive thing with the टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री और इन द टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री. वो एक ऐसा पर्टिकुलर यूज होता है उसका, तो उससे एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर से निकाल के फैक्ट्रीज में देने से टेक्सटाइल में वो हेल्पफुल है. डिफरेंट ऑफ द हेल्पफुलनेस इज देयर. डिटेल में नहीं जा रहे हैं, लेकिन सिंपली दे ब्रिटिशर्स फोर्स द फार्मर्स टू ग्रो मोर एंड मोर इंडिगो टू फुलफिल देयर टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री. उनको उनकी टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री को फुलफिल करना था. दे हैव टू, not have to, but they want to fulfill their textile industry because raw materials is always there at that time and still today from the our country, because we are totally dependent on agriculture sector and it is agrarian country. हम एक खेती प्रधान देश है. Most of the people, 60% people are dependent on that one. That's why they forced us to more and more crop of the indigo. Okay, so that is the textile industry fulfillment, their own selfishness. Also, farmers had taken loan to grow indigo, right? तो इंडिगो को बाय फोर्स उनको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन करना था. दैट मीन्स कि टू ग्रो अप दैट इंडिगो दे हैव टू टेक सम ऑफ द मनी फ्रॉम द different type of the banks. At that time some of the landlords are there were there and they're paying the money or giving the money as a particular loan. So for farmers they don't have money, so to grow up the indigo because force was there, so for that they are taking loan. So loan taken to grow up the indigo. अब क्या होगा आफ्टर द लोन? सिंपली उन्होंने लोन भी लिया है और लॉस भी हो रहा है. लॉस होगा रीजन यही है कि वॉट एवर द इंडिगो दैट इज टोटली प्रोड्यूस बाय देम, मोस्ट ऑफ दिस imported and exported to the different countries, basically British. तो वो लोग उसको एक्सपोर्ट कर देते थे राइट इंडिया से. तो व्हाट विल हैपन एट दैट टाइम? दे वर अंडर द लॉस. उनको लॉस हो रहा था, लॉस हो गई राइट. तो वैसे भी उन्होंने लोन लिया हुआ है, सामने लॉस हो रहा है. व्हाट विल हैपन? ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट एट दैट टाइम ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट डिड नॉट वेव ऑफ द लोन्स. उनकी लोन वेव नहीं होती थी, उनकी लोन को कैंसिल नहीं किया जाता था बिकॉज मे बी एज पर द गवर्नमेंट रूल समटाइम्स इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू पे द लोन्स राइट एज पर द सर्कमस्टेंसेस एंड एज पर द सिचुएशन गवर्नमेंट इज वेविंग योर लोन्स राइट. समटाइम्स दिस सिचुएशन क्रिएटेड बट एट दैट टाइम ब्रिटिशर्स they didn't pay the loans right. So total debts, this is the main thing, total debts of the farmers are increasing that time period year by year because of the loans and losses right? So simple thing is here that for indigo grow they are taking loans from the government, loans from the bank, financial institutions. At that time some of the lenders were there right, and after making that particular crops right indigo they have to export right, through the zamindars. So sometimes they are not getting the more output in the money sense. सिंपल दे आर अंडर लॉस. वो लॉस में आ जाते थे, बाय डिफॉल्ट उनका डेट बढ़ जाता था. तो सिंपली एट दैट टाइम दैट वाज वेरी क्रूशियल फॉर द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर. नेक्स्ट वन लैंड रेवेन्यूज. This point is also important because see here the revenues are there right? High revenues were taken by the zamindars, but this type of the revenues are maybe very useful for the country's economy. But before the independence economy was totally in the hand of the Britishers. So Britishers like the East India Company got the right, they got the one special right from the kings. So East India Company, the first company which entered to for the trading right, they enter in our country to trade. So East India Company got the right to collect the revenues. They got the right to collect the revenues. उनको revenue collect करने के लिए right मिला था. Who gave the right? Kings. तो kings in India gave the right to the Britishers for the collecting of revenue. हमारे किंग ही ऐसे थे, उन्होंने उनको ये राइट देके रखा था. और ऑल्सो नॉट ओनली but also from owners of the land. Sometimes zamindars are there, but some of the land is with the in the hand of the some of the landlords that are not given to the zamindars. The rights are with the landlord, that is in the owner's hand. So from that also the different about the revenues are taken right. So simply their revenues are in the hand of the Britishers. So zamindars, mostly zamindars are at the center, they are the mediators collecting the different of the revenue from the farmers, taking their part and giving part to the Britishers. Most of the part is given to the Britishers. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा part जो रेवेन्यू का इनकम था वो ब्रिटिशर्स के पास रहता था, फार्मर के पास तो कुछ रहता नहीं था. इंटरमीडिएट थे जमींदार, उनके पास थोड़ा बहुत रहता था. तो जमींदार started to collect on behalf of the Britishers. तो ये सब कौन कर रहा था? जमींदार, ब्रिटिशर्स के on behalf. Also the government that is the Britishers, government punished them to the farmers. See, punishment was there. Government punished the farmers who failed to give revenues right, by confiscating that is one particular word right. It is simple, but keep in mind to take something from the someone. Here the farming sector is there, so government is taking the land from the by force taking land from the farmers. That is the confiscating. Right? Keep in mind that's why it is very important and related to our economy. So government punish them who fail to give revenue, उनको वो पनिश कर रहे थे. अगर वो रेवेन्यू नहीं दे रहे थे, उनकी जमीन खींच लेते थे. कहने का मतलब कि by force they are taking the particular land and then after by sometimes charging fees. So intentionally enforced was there and उनके लैंड ले लेते थे. दूसरी बात sometimes some charges are there regarding the fees and more revenues they have to pay. So that was not in a proper way. It was in a by force way, right? And that everything was done by the zamindars, but always in the center Britishers were there. So that is the land revenues and it is compulsory to pay. Right? Also these land revenues were as high as half of the production of farmers. See, it's a very big thing. Half of the production of farmers. So whatever the land revenues were there, whatever the collection by the zamindar, what they collected, वो जो collect कर रहे थे और Britishers को दे रहे थे, उसकी मात्रा, उसका proportion, right? क्या था? As high as half of the production. समझ लो 100 kg production हुआ है तो 50% वो जमींदार को दे रहे थे regarding the revenues. तो बचा 50%, उसमें से कुछ अपने लिए रखेंगे और the survival and थोड़ा बहुत बेचेंगे तो they will not earn. So that's why they are under loss. And that's very nice, right? So that is the thing. Half of the production is taken from the farmers. Next one, that is the seventh one. High rates of taxes. All 3 points are connected with each other, right? High rates of taxes. See, at present, some of the different tax slabs are there, right? 10%, 20%, 30%. It is different thing than at that time. We are facing the different problems at present. So what was that time? We don't know. अभी भी हमारी वो जो इकोनॉमी के लिए डिफरेंट टाइप के टैक्सेस का स्लैब है बहुत डिफरेंट है, राइट? आम आदमी उसको समझ नहीं सकता है, उसको डिटेल में जाना पड़ता है. तो रिगार्डिंग दैट टाइम was very crucial time period and high taxes were there. See, it is not connected with at present and whatever the past is there, but see, according to Dadabhai Nauroji's calculation, Dadabhai Nauroji, Liberal Party was there, right? He was the member of parliament at that time. Right? An unofficial ambassador, right? On paper he was not ambassador. The data are maybe important, but as per record I am giving the information, right? By looking after the different type of details. Okay. He was the unofficial ambassador of the country and also member of the parliament. But according to Dadabhai Nauroji's calculation, in 1876 he was there in the parliament between the time period, right? So rich paid, here rich means Britishers. Rich paid about 8% of the national income as taxes. 8% national income of taxes, right? So whatever the national income is there, right? Out of that 8%, right, is by the rich people, by the Britishers. So for example, 100 rupees is there. Out of that, 8 rupees in the country's income, that is from the rich people. See, these are the information, perfect information is there from the government sources. And or why Indians means at that time Britishers and Indians, rich people and Indian people, there were the differences were there. So Indians, that means we people who were poor paid 15% of the national income of taxes. National income, that is the total production of the country throughout the year multiplied by the market price, right? That is the national income, GDP. So that is the 15%. So see, that is the different double. Britishers, the rich people paid 8% of taxes, where Indians, poor people were paid 15%. So our earning were very less, though we are paying high. Britishers earning were high, though they are paying less. That is the differences in the taxes which were paid by the poor people with the rich people. Poor people, that is Indian, rich people, that is the Britishers. So that is the thing from the 3 points, 5, 6 and 7. Another points are there. I will give information later on. Thank you.